what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in kindred love. Honor one another above yourselves. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to do menial work. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everybody. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. The word of the Lord. A reading from the Quran. Good and evil are not alike. Repel the evil deed with what is good. Then, lo, the person who was your enemy may become like a close friend. It's interesting that both of those readings, though they are from different faith traditions, they underscore the importance of friendship, relationships. And I was thinking of you this morning in preparation for our time together, and several things crossed my mind. I've had the blessing of having many of you in middle school Bible class, and I can see the enthusiasm oozing out of you as you reflect on that wonderful experience. And in your time, I have seen interesting things about your friendships. Friendships are something that I do not have an abundance of. I never have. I think sometimes when you have a gift, it also brings a burden. And I have the gift of having had a lot of people in my life, lived in a lot of different places. The burden has been, I can't really say I'm still in touch with people for in any number for long years because I've moved so much and started new friendships and new relationships and kind of reestablished things. There's one person that I am still in touch with on a regular basis because I just so admire her. She was our choir teacher. We called it Glee Club back in those days, and in junior high school. And she was just someone who always held me to the best standards. She would not take no. She would not hear I can't. So since the 8th grade, I have always called Mrs. Coleman on her birthday, and I called her in September on her 78th birthday. I have not missed a year, and I'm thankful for that because she has been that kind of faithful friend. Every now and then you need somebody in your life who will get in your face, if you know what I'm saying. And she's always been that way with me. Now, the flip side is this. We're close and we have a relationship, and naturally in relationships there's give and take, there's understanding, but there's also misunderstanding. That's part of it. That's part of the growth. And what do you do when people cut you off because there has been a misunderstanding? How do you handle that? Well, some of the time we handle it by tit for tat. Hitting back. It lessens us as a community when we do that. If I decide that for some reason, Lexi gets on my nerves, she gets in my nerves, you know? If I decide that, and I then begin to treat her that way, no matter what is happening, I've already concluded this about this young woman, and I am treating her in that negative way. I guarantee you, every time you encounter us, we are draining, I am draining energy from the community. You understand what I'm saying? It's not any deep, heavy thought. We can even get this at 8 a.m. You know what I mean, right? And one of the challenges is to so trust and love the value of community that even in the difficulty, I'm going to say we need to have lunch. We need to talk. We need to work this through. And perhaps, Lexi, we'll even decide we're going to agree to disagree. But we're still in community because we came to that together. I am not here to make clones. You need not think like I think, vote like I vote, breathe like I breathe. But the key is that we are sisters in community, and I refuse to let that go. I remember a woman who I knew for a period of time. As a matter of fact, I knew her here in Richmond. She and her family have since moved. But I knew her. She and I would talk about, every now and then, we'd talk about politics. And believe me, we were on different ends of the spectrum. But the interesting thing was, she told me the story of how she and her husband decided to move to another city when her children were very small boys, because the area where they lived was a very compromised area in the sense of diversity. There was no diversity. They didn't want any diversity. And she said, I refuse to raise my children like that. I don't want them to not experience the world. Now, we were on different ends of the spectrum voting, and will probably be till Jesus comes, hallelujah. But we refuse to allow those differences to break down the value of us being in community. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the time I think we allow the pettiness in our lives to really inflict harm on one another. It would be like me saying, here comes Jesse. Oh, gosh. I mean, that energy is so negative until not only would it impact her, but all of us. And none of that is healthy. And what can happen sometimes is that mean person, I refuse to say girl, mean person stuff. Just plain mean. Just mean. Have you ever met anybody that was just mean? I remember a friend that as a matter of fact, I will speak my mind, so I told her myself, I said, honey, are you living continually in PMS? Do you ever smile? Is there ever anybody you met who doesn't get on your nerves? You understand what I'm saying? And you know what? I am not here to live my life based on whether or not I get on your nerves. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't born for that. But I am born sister to sister to get to know one another, to be strong in community, and to encourage you. God forbid that I should be so small that I should make poison my instrument in this community. And I make it toxic because I go around and it's Ellie said this, and Catherine said that, and this was, and it's just negative, and Morgan did this, and it's negative, Jessica said that. It is so negative. Our time here is short. It's short. I'm telling you, one day you will look around and you will be 59. It's short. And we need to continue to hold up the standard. You do this very well. Continue to support one another. Continue to cheer one another on. I'm so looking forward to the musical when it comes out. Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I promise I won't jump on the stage and dance. But I'm looking forward to it because we can lift one another up. So I just wanted to encourage you today. It's not perfection, but it's progress. Let us progress toward being that village, that community that lifts one another up. and continue to lift one another up. And I guarantee you, it will make a huge difference in who you become. Let us stand and pray. I would like for you to please turn in the Book of Common Prayer to page 840. In the Book of Common Prayer to page 840. And those of you who will, there are two prayers I would like for us to pray as a community this morning. The first is number 7 for the diversity of races and cultures. And the second is number 8 for the beauty of the earth. Let us pray. Oh God,
you created all peoples in your image. We thank you for the wonderful diversity of races and cultures in this world. Enrich our lives by ever-widening circles of fellowship, and show us your presence in those who differ most from us, until our knowledge of your love is made perfect in our love for all your children. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
We give you thanks,
gracious God, for the beauty of earth and sky and sea, for the richness of mountains, plains, and rivers, for the songs of birds and the loveliness of flowers. We praise you for these good gifts, and pray that we may safeguard them for our posterity. Pray that we may continue to grow in our grateful enjoyment of your abundant creation, to the honor and glory of your name, now and forever. Amen.
you may be seated.
Good morning. Saturday Academy tomorrow at St. Chris, 9 to 12.
Ellie.